A special conversation right now with Art Alexakis, the iconic frontman of the multi-platinum rock band Everclear, known for hits like Santa Monica, Father of Mine, which I've been kind of humming in my head all day, thanks to our producer Carlene, gave me that earworm. But beyond his music, he has also been living with relapsing multiple sclerosis, or MS. And joining him today is his neurologist, Dr. Regina Berkovich, an internationally recognized expert in MS treatment and research. Good morning, you two. Thanks for joining us here on Live Impact News.
Good morning. Thanks for having us, Jane.
Art,
Thank you, Jane.
Thanks, you guys. You look fabulous, both of you. Art, I want to start with you, with your fabulous career over 3 decades with Everclear. Can you take us back to the moment when you first learned of something might be wrong, which led to your diagnosis?
Yeah. Again, thanks for having us. And you're right. I've had a blessed life and a blessed career. About 15 years ago, I started having symptoms that seemed a little different. Just balance, fatigue, vision issues that I hadn't had before, some emotional issues, irritability, rage, and it's they slowly progressed over the years. So I went to a doctor, and about 10 years ago, I got diagnosed with MS, and I've been living with it ever since.
Yeah, so when you hear the words multiple sclerosis, how does that change your perspective on your health and your life and the way you operate as a musician?
When I first heard the diagnosis, it scared me, and it scared me and my wife. And then we learned more about it. We went online, we talked to people, and I went to a doctor and learned that it wasn't as scary as I thought it was. And it's just something that makes me try harder every day. And through exercise and diet and treatment, it's been a very big, important part of my life.
Dr. Berkovich, for those who may not be familiar now, can you explain what happens to the body when someone has this condition?
Sure. So multiple sclerosis is disease of the central nervous system, inflammatory process that affects the insulation surrounding the central nerves. And all functions of those nerves are basically the symptoms that patients may experience. And that can be fatigue, emotional symptoms, the muscle weakness, problems with balance, problems with the bladder function, sensory loss, vision loss. So multiple different symptoms, and they can be combined in very different ways for different people. And it's not a rare disease. Nearly 3 million of people are currently living with multiple sclerosis worldwide.
Is there something that is the root cause of MS, why it affects people at certain times of their life, and the way to which the degree it affects people?
Definitely. It's somewhat an enigma till now. However, we know that it's a disease that affects mostly people in their young age, at the primes of their lives. And there could be different potential factors. We know about low vitamin D, exposure to smoking, exposure to pollution. There are, theories that exposure to the mononucleosis virus is very important as well. So still, whenever you have multiple factors like this, you know that we don't have one single cause of this. And this is why for people who get diagnosed with MS, it becomes extremely important to take an active role in the management of the disease and take a full advantage of disease-modifying therapies. They call that way for a reason, because those medications modify the prognosis, making it better.
Art, so you mentioned some of the symptoms that just kind of gave you the red flag and to check things out. How do you manage them now on a daily basis?
Well, like I said before, I swim every day. I work out. I go to physical therapy 3 times a week. I, like the doctor said, you need to be proactive about it. And I do my treatments, and I just, it just, stay active. One thing I learned from someone talking to them when I first got MS is they're like, don't stop moving, keep moving every day. So being on tour is something that, I have to work harder at it than I used to.
And I mean, you're still doing it though, so that's really incredible.
There
Dr.
you go.
Berkovich, what is the most important thing people should know about their treatment options?
First of all, there are many of them, and they are not the same. They are very different. If you experienced one or two, doesn't mean that you know everything about options that we have. For example, Tysabri, the medication that worked so well for Art, also called natalizumab by Biogen, is the company that we are here with today. This is a monthly infusion, and it's approved by FDA for relapsing forms of MS in adults, has been proven to slow down disease progression and prevent relapses, has been also associated with the risk of PML, progressive multifocal leukoencephalopathy, which may cause death or disability. And this is why whoever living with MS may consider this medication, please talk to your doctor. And you also can go to the tysabri.com for the complete information on this important medication.
All right. Well, it sounds like Art is doing all the right things. You're able to tour and be the rock star that you are. A message for those who might be going through the same thing, prime of their life, and then dealing with some of the challenges and overcoming them and still thriving. Art, how do you talk to people like that?
Well, thanks for asking, Jane. I mean, I talk to people at shows almost every day, and what I tell them is that you're not alone. Like the doctor said, over 3 million people have this disease, and it's really scary when they first give you that diagnosis. You hear the words multiple sclerosis, and when I first heard it, I had no idea what it was, and thankfully, with my wife, we learned more about it. And I went to a doctor and got into treatment. And I tried a couple of different treatments until Tysabri, when I started working with Dr. Berkovich, she put me on Tysabri. And it really, really works with my lifestyle, the monthly infusions and just the lack of side effects. It's been a blessing for me, for sure. And anybody who has any questions about it can go to tysabri.com, tysbri.com.
That's great. And then it's worth mentioning that Art donates $1 from every ticket to MS charities to help with research and just giving back. So that's super cool. Dr. Berkovich, anything else that we should know?
Well, I would like to wish everyone the best of health. Don't give up. It's up to you. Take initiative. Find a doctor that you can really trust and who has the best of your interest in the mind.
Art Alexakis and Dr. Regina
Absolutely.
Berkovich, thank you too. Appreciate your time and the conversation.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you very much.
Take care.